On the shore of the sea, amidst crashing waves and salty winds, lay a nearly 100-year-old submarine. Covered in rust and decay, that structure was slowly fading into history, now waiting for a new beginning. First, the exterior of the submarine was carefully inspected. The entire surface was covered with algae, salty grime, and layers of rust accumulated over decades. In some areas, the metal was so severely corroded that it would crumble just by touch. The workers began the cleaning process using powerful pressure washers. Under high-pressure water jets, layers of old dirt slowly started to peel away. Then heavy brushes and special chemicals were used to remove the rust. After several hours, the original metal structure of the submarine began to reappear. Next came the removal of damaged sections. Workers used cutting tools to remove broken steel plates. Some parts were completely destroyed, while others were still repairable. Then grinders and welding machines were brought in. Under intense sparks of fire, the old rust was ground away. Weak sections were gradually removed and replaced with new steel plates. One by one, welding was done to strengthen the entire structure again. The work was extremely time-consuming, because each part of the submarine had to be inspected separately. After fixing the exterior, a special protective coating was applied across the entire surface. Then the exterior was repainted, slowly transforming the decades-old wreck into a renewed structure. After that came the most fascinating phase, interior reconstruction. Entering the first room revealed broken walls everywhere, hanging wires, stagnant water on the floor, and a long-decayed, humid environment. The workers first cleared the entire room, removing old metal scraps and debris. Then blowers were used to remove dust from every corner. Next, grinders were used to remove rust from the walls. Gradually, the dark corrosion was stripped away, revealing clean metal underneath. Then the renovation process began. New wall panels were installed on the sides, followed by modern lighting systems. On the floor, various small stones and decorative elements were arranged into patterns. After that, a special hard liquid coating was poured over the surface, turning the entire floor into a solid, glossy finish. Modern furniture was then placed, completely transforming the room. Just days ago, it was nothing but rust and darkness. Now it had been transformed into a completely new space. But there were still many more rooms inside the submarine. The workers moved on to the next room. Stay tuned to see how each damaged chamber is gradually brought back to life. The next room was in even worse condition. Parts of the walls had collapsed. First, the entire space was cleaned, then a new steel frame structure was installed to strengthen it. After that, precise lighting setups were added, making even the smallest space look bright and modern. Although each room required different work methods, the main goal remained the same: to preserve the historical essence of the submarine while giving it a modern transformation. Day after day, the work continued. Sometimes welding sparks flew, sometimes grinding machines echoed, and sometimes delicate decorative work was carried out with precision. Slowly, the entire interior of the submarine seemed to come back to life. In the end, the rusted wreck that once lay on the seashore was no longer the same. Inside, bright lights illuminated the space. A glossy floor reflected the entire interior. And every room stood as proof that, no matter how old something is, with the right skill and effort, even something destroyed can be brought back to life again.